Hey guys, how's it going? Eli here, back with another video where today we're going to be talking about some big news in regards to Brilliant Star and my kind of prediction, I should say, for the upcoming set within the next couple of weeks. Without further ado, let's just jump right into it. As always, we're doing our weekly giveaways, and today is Monday, so we are going to be giving away our 8 Brilliant Star booster packs to 3 separate people, so grand total 24 packs. So congratulations to the 3 winners for this week. For those people who are wondering how you enter, just leave a comment down below on each one of the videos we post each and every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I know we didn't post a video on Friday, and that was because I did the live stream for the opening break. Next time, I think I'll make a notice in advance that it's going to count if you do comment on it. But since I didn't make a notice of it, I just am selecting a second commenter from the second video. Because usually I pick a commenter from first, second, and third video. So it's, if you comment on all 3, you get multiple opportunities to enter. But this time, last video, I'm just going to pick 2 people from there and then 1 person from the first video that was posted this last week. But the 3 winners are, drumroll, it is Julio Collins, shout out to Julio, support of the channel, Zach Nolan, and then Jazzy Michael. So congratulations to you 3. You guys are the winners. Like I said, all you have to do is be subscribed to the YouTube channel, leave a like and comment down below on our videos each and every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You do those 3 things, it allows you to enter in. But without further ado, let's just jump right into the video. So when I say there's some big news, there's some actually very massive news in regards to Brilliant Stars. So I had learned, I want to say about a week and a half ago, from my distributor that Wave 2 was expected to come out sometime in, late March, early April. It has now come to my attention that per my distributor, they are going to be shipping out Wave 2 this coming week. And so for those people that don't already know, I've talked about this extensively on my live streams. I've talked about this before as well in a couple of videos, but I'm just, for those people that are new to the channel, just going to rehash it. Wave 2 is twice the size of Wave 1. So I've shown you guys my allocations. Wave 1, I got 44 booster boxes allocated to me. Wave 2, I got 82. So I got literally nearly double, and all of Fusion Strike I got allocated both for Wave 1 and Wave 2, a grand total of 80 boxes altogether. So literally Wave 2 of Brilliant Star is bigger than all of my Fusion Strike waves. So it's absolutely insane to see how big Brilliant Star Wave 2 is going to come, on top of the fact of the matter that it's going to be coming so much sooner than we anticipated. This isn't surprising, to say the least. I mean, if you really think about the gap between, Celebrations and Fusion Strike, or, Evolving Skies and Fusion, it was like Evolving came out in August, and then September, October, November. The set came out 3 months later, right? So that's like a decent staggering. And then you think Celebrations came out October and then November. Like, that's literally a month in between. But then you say to yourself, December, January, then late February, for the new set compared to when Fusion came out. Like, there was nothing in between. With Evolving Skies, Celebrations was in between. So there wasn't like a huge amount of staggering in between new sets that came out for 2021. But when it came to Brilliant Star, the Pokemon Company had several months to really get caught up on, reprinting a lot of old product. We saw that a lot with, Evolving Skies reprints, more Fusion Strike getting thrown on the market, Chilling Reign, so many other items I can list. But with Brilliant Star, they really had that time to kind of be ahead of the curve. Of course, as well, the demand for the market has really started to go down. Don't get me wrong, like, you can still find, hype within the market, but from overall, like, back when Battle Styles was, super duper hyped, it was going for 160, and the sets that were garbage at the time were going for at least over $100. And now it's like you can find booster boxes under $100. And I remember we were having a conversation literally no less than a year ago saying, are we ever going to see booster boxes under $100 ever again? So, and obviously the answer to that is yes, but that's just the mentality a lot of people have in a bull market. But now if we take a look, go over to Brilliant Stars, and we take a look at the price for the just general booster box. So it has started to go down slightly, but not really a crazy amount. Obviously from the initial, 5, I want to say a week before the release, it was all the way up to 160 9. So I mean that's pretty high, don't get me wrong, but if we're going off of the release date up until now, it's been pretty flat, I would say, for the most part. So if it's gonna follow the same trend that we kind of saw with Evolving Skies, especially because Evolving Skies reprints actually for Wave 2 came out, a lot of people don't know this, but it actually came out relatively sooner than most people expected as well. We can just go take a look, Evolving Skies, say, okay, it looks like Evolving followed a very similar pattern when looking at the booster box prices. We go from when it came out, which was sometime in, so it came out sometime at near the end of August. This is kind of what happened. You know, people loved the set. It had a little bit of a dip off for a little bit, then just continued to climb, and then boom, this is around the time we got a reprint. So I want to say around, this is actually, I think it was the 12th of October is when we got the reprint, and then shortly after that, you really started to see the crash. So what, of course, the prediction is going to be is more than likely for the next month, especially because the reprints, you know, for Evolving Skies, you know, it came out about a month and a half afterwards, which it was expected to come out 2.5 months afterwards. So that's why I said it came a little early. You know, this came out several months early, you know? Like, this came out literally a week after the release. So you're saying to yourself, we're probably going to follow this exact pattern, but it's going to come a lot faster and it's going to come a lot harder because the demand in the market is not nearly as high, because this booster box, you know, after its kind of sitting period went all the way up to 189 and then dipped on its first kind of drive downwards to a low of 116 before it started climbing up again. So I'm expecting Brilliant Stars. You know, this is not the same pattern because this is before the release, this is after the release, this is after the release. You're more than likely just going to see this kind of flat line for the next couple days, and then this is going to tank. And in my personal opinion, I wouldn't be surprised if you saw booster boxes go to as low as 100 or below that. Now, of course, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not saying that's what it's going to happen, but I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised. You know, 120, below 120 is definitely, I feel like that's pretty safe to say. But considering the fact that Evolving Skies, one of the strongest performing Sword and Shield era sets, went from 189 and after the Wave 2 came out, dropped down to 116, you know, that's like, what, a 40% retrace? I mean, if we're just saying from current price right now, right? If we're going, and here we can show this on the other screen, if you're saying, you know, 140 times 0.4, you're saying that's $56 difference. Now, like I said, you know, 140 minus 56, it's not going to go down to $84. It's not going to. That's not going to happen. You know, Evolving Skies was at a lot higher of a place for it to drop, so it's completely different. I mean, we can even do the math and see what actually the drop from 189 all the way down to, you know, 116 is. I mean, we go 116 minus 189. Yeah, so it's about a 39% drop. So, I mean, yeah, it's like I said, it's about 40%. Just going off of eyeballs. So I don't think that if you're saying, you know, to yourself, $100, 140, right? I don't know, about a 30% drop. I don't think that's crazy by any means, you know? Like, granted, obviously it's been a super popular set. Like, everyone seems to love the set, but you gotta really think in the grand scheme of things, this is not only a super duper quick, you know, turnaround on the reprint, but it's twice the size of Wave 1. So you gotta imagine this is absolutely going to tank the booster boxes. Like I said before, wouldn't be surprised if it goes down to 100 and even as low as 90 or so. And that's coming from a set that's amazing. I mean, but to be honest, Evolving Skies at one point on its Wave 3 push got all the way down to $100. So it just makes sense to me. You know, of course, take everything I say with a grain of salt. But if we, of course, go back and just take a look how things have been performing, someone had asked me this question not that long ago. They said, Eli, what are your kind of predictions on the trainer galleries? So at the time, I said that I didn't really know. Their prediction, I think, was that they thought they were going to be dirt cheap. I said I couldn't tell you. Obviously, going off of Cosmic, I said Cosmic ones were pretty expensive. Now, granted, they've gone up over time because of the demand. So I said I couldn't necessarily see them being exactly super cheap. Unless, of course, you saw a super high pull rate for them or there was just a mass amount of the set being printed. So it's very speculative. Now we know full details of, you know, what exactly the kind of pull rates are for the set. Super easy to pull stuff. I mean, if you go back and look at our live stream, the pull rates for the like trainer gallery cards were incredibly easy to pull. The only card that was actually incredibly hard to pull is we have yet to pull a Charizard or an Arceus Gold or Rainbow or alternate art. Outside of the live stream, we opened about 500 plus booster boxes. Between my girlfriend and I, we've also opened about another extra 100 to 150 packs. Between the both of us and that's about 650 packs, still yet to pull it. Incredible how hard it has been for us personally to pull it as a channel. So, you know, you can take that with a grain of salt. But I mean, you're talking about a lot of these cards. And of course, you know, you can go and look and see, like, when you look at the border lines and, like, what the cards are themselves, like, these are more yellow borders, these are black borders, you know, this is more of that, like, alternate art looking border. Of course, with that, the price gain continues. But even then, man, I mean, like, all the yellow border cards are the easiest to pull. They're going for, like, you know, maybe a couple bucks at most. Of course, if you're talking the EVs, those ones are going to be more. Start getting into the black borders, it's really only once you hit the you know, Mimikyu or above where it's even, you know, a crazy, like, okay, this is a decent pull that I got as a, you know, trainer. And then of course you also have your Brilliant Stars, just general trainer, you know, full arts that are also in the set that you can pull. So it's just crazy to see as well. If we take a look at, I don't know, let's take a card like, we'll just look at the most popular one. We'll look at the Umbreon, right? I mean, the card at its peak was going for 230, like before the release. You talk about the actual release date in of itself, it hasn't gone up, you know, down a crazy amount. But if we go to just the regular standards and we look at the Charizard and we look at how the Charizard went after the release date, I mean, the price, I mean, look at that. The price dropped 50% in one day after the release. And now, of course, it's gone up a little bit since then. But if you're talking a lot of the other cards, we can take a look at the Arceus V-Star. Here's, once again, the drop-off. 23rd to the 25th. I mean, the prices are just absolutely plummeting. Like plummeting. And don't get me wrong, I've already said this many times before. If you're going to be buying these cards, I usually wait until wave 3 of a set. Once you've had multiple reprints of it, because that's usually the cheapest to get it. But with everything that's been happening with Brilliant Star and seeing how fast the prices have dropped because how easy it is to pull, I would still make the same argument. But if you're someone that, you know, is wanting to collect the set sooner than later, relatively speaking, in the next month or two after wave 2 comes out, I mean, I don't think it's bold to say that both of these go below $100. And I wouldn't be surprised if this goes to $20, this goes to 20, this goes to 10. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if all these prices just really started to crash on the cards. So it'd be more of like this, you know, wave 2 for the individual cards themselves, since they're so much easier to pull and there's so much more of it just going to be flooding the market, you know, that it's really going to have an effect on the prices in the next month or two. Another thing as well, obviously, I've been a huge advocate in regards to Elite Trainer boxes for, you know, the Pokemon Center exclusives. For a while, they were out of stock. You saw the price actually go up a decent amount when it did. Of course, they are now back in stock, and you saw the price correct again. So for those people that missed out on the opportunity for the 1 week, week and a half that it was out of stock, here's your opportunity to get back in. Don't miss out. Not trying to make you FOMO, but if you are looking for that opportunity, get in now. This is actually very interesting. I noticed this today. The Fusion Strike Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer boxes are out. Of course, we did see Celebrations get back in stock, and we did, and we'll talk about this a little bit later in the video. But obviously, they made that kind of announcement that Celebrations was going to be finishing up the day after Pokemon Day, so you weren't going to be able to find more of that product. So maybe it was one of these kind of flukes where they were just adding some more on just for the last month hurrah before they kind of got rid of everything. So it'll be interesting to see if you do see more of this thrown out in the market in the next couple of months or not. So, because you could see this kind of start to steadily climb. Because, I mean, if we just take a look at what's going on with the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box for the for Celebrations, actually, let's see. We can just go to Celebrations, and it should show, if we go high to low, Yeah, we can see, I mean, this price has just climbed. Like, it's just a straight moonshot up, since, especially since it's been taken off the market. So it's going for around 113. I remember at one point it was kind of stalling for around 85 bucks. And at that point you could still go and buy it on the actual site itself. And this was another one of the items I talked heavily about investing. I said, hey man, if you can get your hands on these, get your hands on these. If they sell out, then get your hands on the Brilliant Star ones. Of course, there was that opportunity, a couple weeks prior. So, but I mean, these, I wouldn't be surprised if these really started to climb extremely fast. So, because we're really going to start to see the kind of FOMO scarcity of this product. I mean, this is just a straight climb since the news. Now, of course, going back to the main topic though with Brilliant Star, like I said, man, this is where, for those people who are patient, and I've talked about this a lot, this is where your opportunity is going to come in. You want that long-term Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box that could potentially follow what Celebrations is doing right now. This is your opportunity right now, and then the next couple of months, when it potentially goes out of stock, you could see it follow a very similar trend. For those people that want to collect those that want to collect those booster boxes for Brilliant Star, in the next month or two, it's going to be your opportunity, because this price is going to absolutely start to just drop, in my personal opinion. Now, it'll be an interesting argument to make with the Elite Trainer boxes, because as far as I know, the Elite Trainer boxes were not heavily printed. I myself only got one wave of Elite Trainer boxes. I didn't get any for wave 2. My distributor said they didn't have any more for purchase, so this could be a different argument, but just specifically talking about booster boxes, they absolutely are going to plummet relatively soon. So just wait a couple weeks, wait a month or so. Your opportunity is going to come for that. For those that have been patient, this is going to be your time to shine. Now, going back to it with, the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes, I want to go into it because I've had a couple of people ask me questions. I know Danny Phantom made a video on it, and so this is kind of going to be a little bit of a response to that. There's, obviously addressing what the Pokemon company said about, no more Celebrations product. I myself still, we can even show you guys this, because this is not going to get me in trouble. We go to Magazine Exchange, we go to their weekly specials. I do have access to buy these items on the weekly specials page. It's not a ton. This is kind of the main two things I have access to. I think there might actually be a couple more, but I can't really show you guys that because it would be a breach of contract. Not allowed to show actual prices to anyone outside of myself, other than, of course, that's public information. So I do still have some Celebrations product available. It's been, for lack of a better words, a really good opportunity to buy Celebrations, because it's been pretty relatively hard to kind of move a lot of the product around. Of course, you look at like the tins themselves, they've gone up a decent amount in value, so that's one thing. But take a look at, let's say, the Lance's Charizard, for example, right? In the past month, it started to recently climb, more than likely because of the news and the speculation. But look at the 3-month chart and how much it was going for and what it's going for now. So it's still going down. And I go into Walmarts, I go into Target, Celebrations everywhere. And my brother, he started recently collecting Pokemon. He's been going back into it. He loves a lot of the newer sets because it's very nostalgic to him. It's gotten to a point where he's just stopped opening a lot of Celebrations product because he's kind of just getting sick and tired of it, and he just sees it all the time, and he wanted to have some for a site collection, but he's like, Eli, I literally see this all the time at stores in Texas, like every single Target he goes to. He's like, the shelves are full of them. Is it even worth for me to like buy some of these and like open them or hold long term? I'm at a point where I just don't care anymore. And so it's one of these things where you're really seeing a ton of Celebrations still appear on the shelves because the prices for them are still relatively cheap, we can take a look at the Celebrations Collector's Chest, kind of does the same thing. It's still been going down. The only one I would say outside of the tins that's been a strong performer has been the Ultra Premium Collection. Celebrations Elite Trainer boxes, surprisingly, they've actually done well. That's kind of interesting to see, especially considering that Elite Trainer boxes are typically the ones that are the most reprinted when it comes to a lot of like let's take Shining Fates. We just had Shining Fates Elite Trainer Box reprint. So if you're going to have reprints for certain sets, the ones that are typically not going to be the safest from reprints are going to be the product that, have the Elite Trainer Boxes. And product that have the Elite Trainer Boxes, all the product has Elite Trainer Boxes. But, I would ignore this chart actually, because we can just go look and see what's actually available right now. But, I mean, it's been just absolutely on the descent since it's had that kind of, reprint. So, take, of course, everything I say with a grain of salt. But in response to, what people have been asking me in response to Danny's video, I would definitely agree with him for the most part. I haven't seen any new reprints other than the ones that I talked about in my 2 week ago video when I told people that they were doing the collection chest reprints and they were doing the Lance's Charizard and the Dark Sylveon reprints. But outside of that, I don't see UPC getting reprints. It just doesn't make sense. And a lot of this product is still cheap. A lot of this product is still readily available at stores. So I think if you're really looking at getting in an opportunity before the price starts to climb, I think this is really going to be it for you in regards to celebrations. Not trying to make people FOMO in, but I think regardless of whether there are going to be more reprints in the future, you can still get most of this stuff at near or around MSRP, near or at MSRP. And that's something that you want when it comes to, a risk to reward ratio on a set that's probably going to perform really strong long term. That's just my personal opinion in regards to celebrations. Wrapping it up as far as the main topic for the video, really discussing everything that happened with Brilliant Star. Wave 2 is coming out next week. For those that have been patient, just wait a couple more weeks, a little bit more patience. You're going to get that opportunity for that booster box at, more than likely below $100. For those people that missed out on the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes and wanted to wait and didn't FOMO in, congratulations. Now is your time to get in. And then finally, in response to everything going on with celebrations, I do have access to some of the product, not all of it, but some of the items I do still have purchased or have available to purchase. But for the most part, I do believe that we're really going to start to filter out of this stuff, especially with the news of the new set that's been coming out. That's going to be coming out in May, I think, in English, and then we're also going to have another set to follow that up a couple months after. So Pokemon's just full steam ahead in regards to the new sets. So could be 100% wrong on that, but of course, as always, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, just giving my kind of personal opinion on all things considered. And I don't want to touch on it today. I know obviously this was big news that happened yesterday, but yes, Gen 9, I know that the starters came out and they were revealed. We're going to do a video breakdown on that on Wednesday, and it's going to be a pretty big breakdown, in my personal opinion, on kind of the future of the Sword and Shield era, my personal predictions on that. We can talk about a little bit of the items I really like going into, the end of the Sword and Shield era that I think could be good investment picks. But as far as it goes, we're going to save that for Wednesday. But that is all I have for today's video. As always, make sure to leave a like on the video, comment down below, and be subscribed to the YouTube channel if you are interested in entering into our weekly giveaways. We post videos each and every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's where you make your comments. That's where you make your likes to enter in, and of course, be subscribed. Whether you want to, of course, do any of these things or care about entry, or whether you just enjoy my content, I appreciate it either way. But as far as it goes, that is all I have for today's video. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Until then, I will see you guys on Wednesday, where, like I said, we're going to do a full breakdown on everything with Gen 9 and how it's going to affect the Sword and Shield era for investing. Peace.